Hi everybody, this is Chris, and I just want to take a few minutes to reintroduce myself and explain what I'm going to be doing here on Substack. I recently transitioned away from my business professor role to an economic professor, which is great because I love economics. It is my first love. So now what I want to do is I want to just kind of take a look at some of the core items that we have within the economics field. At its core, it is about making choices. We all respond to certain incentives, but we also face trade-offs because of scarcity. And so when millions of people make an individual decision, what we see is that markets will produce a certain outcome that sometimes we can predict. Now, about 3 times a week, I'm going to try to take a look at something that's happening in the market right now and just analyze it through the economic lens for real-world issues. And we might talk about things like housing prices or tariffs, and probably not tariffs because I think that's starting to die down. Not the issue, but I think that a lot of people who are talking about them, it's just not becoming the issue that people think it was going to become. But we might talk about it. But housing prices for sure, healthcare, inflation, wages, that might be another one we look at. But I want to look at these in 3 distinct ways. One, what is the economic theory tell us about it? What does the theory say it should happen? 2, what is the evidence actually telling us that is happening? A good example of that is consumer sentiment versus consumer actual purchases. They are vastly mismatched right now. And then the third thing I want to talk about is try to analyze what's going to happen next. Is there going to be a feature where we can make a prediction? In some cases, there isn't. In some cases, what happens next is we just wait and look at a different metric. Now, because one of the biggest mistakes that we can make when we're discussing economics is just stopping at that first effect, what I want to do is I also want to look beyond that and see how people respond, how the incentive changed, and what happened to supply and demand, which will impact investment, production, and prices over time. Now, you don't need an economics degree to follow me, and that's kind of the point here. I want to present these items to you from a perspective of somebody who teaches it, who can walk through it with several different students. But I want to make it understandable and useful and hopefully give you just a better idea of thinking about the claims that you hear people in the economic industry talk about every day. So that's what I'm going to do here for a few times a week. Attempt to look at the theory, try to find the evidence, and see what the consequences are. I look forward to helping you out with this. Thank you guys so much.